you are back on the road with Yonks. Now then. And this one...
This is hard. This is following Annika. She's here for selfless reasons to get people to volunteer. And now it's, Chris, you've got tickets to sell.
But this entertains people, cheers them up. So it's all right. It's all for a good cause. So the last one was, you know, sort of family life-led. But this one is going back to your comedy roots a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, so the last tour finished last May, and it was very, very heavy on, you know, being a dad, family life, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And probably a lot more personal. And this one it's about it's about loads of things and nothing at the same time. It's... You know, through the 90s, the comedy I like, Steve, is, you know, you go and watch somebody and there's no theme to it. It's just loads of different subjects, you know, hopping from one to the other. And so in this, I'm talking about everything from, you know, from Shakespeare to Arnold Schwarzenegger and turnips to AI, really. And it's... I mean, no one's going to learn anything from it. There's nothing deep. There's no politics. There's no deep messages. I've got no opinions on anything. But it will be funny. So if you want to laugh for 2 hours, that's what you're going to get out of it.
Sounds
fantastic, fantastic. Well, look, so you're doing the tour as almost 2 legs, right?
Yeah, at the minute, yeah, maybe more. Who knows? But the second leg will be starting in January. Yeah.
So do you think, for those people that are wondering, like, are you going to try and tailor it after the first one to work out what really works? Is the second leg the better one to go to? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, the first leg was, I mean, because of the nature of the show, you can chop and change and swap bits in and out, and it's you know, it's almost, you can treat it like a lucky dip, really, of stuff you want to talk about. So it evolved and it changed through that first leg anyway. So I'm sure I'll revisit it before I get back out on the second leg and freshen some bits up, and maybe I'll have a couple of new bits to stick in. But I mean, if you've already seen it, don't come again. That's what I'm saying. You'll I don't want to go down that road. I don't want to be getting in trouble for that. Yeah, it's the same show, but you know, you've got to keep yourself sane, haven't you?
Yeah. Chris, people absolutely loved the sketch that you did with Lee Mack at the BAFTAs a few years ago. But, you know, when you were having trouble reading the autocue and all of that, it went viral, I think. Are you more comfortable now talking about yourself? You know, because you went through a phase where you didn't like talking about it a bit, but are you more comfortable now?
No, I think when I very first started stand-up, I didn't really do any material about being blind, and I think it was, you know, I got into comedy because I liked, you know, comedy in the 90s. You know, I had all the videos. You know, I'm not just saying it because he's here, but, you know, Steve, with his characters, Jack D, Alan Davis, Eddie Izzard, and...
Well, you like me the best, right?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. And so I wanted to do that, you know. It wasn't because I thought I had just something I can make a joke of, but also I didn't really think I had anything original to say about it. But the older you get, the more comfortable you get in your own skin, and the more original kind of life experiences you have. So it does become a small part of the show, but you don't want to go on about things because you'll... You know, I talk about turnips in the new show, but if I did an hour and a half on turnips, people would be like, enough of the turnips, you know. So the same goes for anything, doesn't it?
Well, speaking of experiences, there are rumours, Chris, that you are going to be joining the cast of Strictly this year.
There?
We will not put you on the spot.
I haven't seen the papers.
Right, OK. If you were to take part, have you got much dancing experience, or would you be fresh?
I grew up. I am a child of the 90s grunge scene, and I grew up with rock and metal and headbanging and mosh pits and crowd surfing. That is the extent of my...
I literally can't wait to see this already.
Let's be honest, right? I don't think the BBC could afford the insurance.
Wow. OK.
Could they? I mean, me, I'd take out 3 cameras a week.
Well, look, I mean, Annika, you've done it before, and there were some of us were wondering, I mean, Steve, would Alan do Strictly if he was given the opportunity?
I wouldn't, but I think Alan most certainly would.
Yes.
Yeah, and would take it very seriously. Well, that's true, and because if I do, like I say, if the singularity occurs, then I might do it as Alan for, I don't know, for comic relief or something, but not as me. No, thanks.
Would Alan wear a glittery all-in-one jumpsuit kind of vibe?
He wouldn't do it ironically or humorously. He'd want to win, and if he didn't, he would be very, very bitter.
It has to happen. It's too good.
Yeah.
Chris will be back on tour with his new stand-up show, Yonks, next year, and tickets are on sale right now.
Yeah, that's